Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Salem. And tonight our question comes to us from Insomniac Forever. And Insomniac Forever asks about egg-shaped stones and what, if anything, the egg shape means. And Terry Milton, the stone lady, who I consider one of the foremost living experts on the metaphysical properties of stones, recently spoke about egg-shaped stones in her Stone of the Day segment here on MagickTV, so I would refer you to that for an in-depth conversation of the meaning of egg-shaped stones. But to give you a simple meaning, egg-shaped stones generally have to do with new beginnings, new projects, new ideas, new things in general. And Insomniac Forever then continues to ask whether the shape of stones in general has meaning, and whether it matters if they have that shape naturally, or whether they've been cut or carved into the given shape. And the answer to this depends in part on what you're going to use the stone for. Most people who work with stones tend to use them for the inherent quality of the stone, and they will either carry them, put them on their altar, put them under their pillow, etc., in order to draw that energy to them through sympathetic magic. And of course the different stones all have different properties, different things they will call into your life. And if you're using the stones at that level, the shape isn't necessarily important. If on the other hand you're practicing geometric magic and using stones in that context, the shape can be very important, and you will see a number of stones that are available in certain important shapes that are used in geometric magic, such as the shape of a pyramid, the shape of a sphere, etc. And in our degree books we talk a little bit about the use of geometric magic, and I'll talk a little bit about it now. And to give you an example, we have this lovely selenite sphere. And a sphere would be used to intensify energy. And as a general rule, spheres like this are often used for scrying, and they have other uses as well. But the spherical shape will intensify the energy. This is also why we use the shape of a sphere for our magic circle and ritual. It intensifies the energy. A shape like this, which is a spiral, is also used to raise and direct energy. And the spiral would be used to focus that energy forward in a transformative manner. This would be related to a cone or a triangle, which has a very transformative aspect. You'll also see pyramids like this one. And a pyramid has 4 sides as opposed to the triangle, which has 3. And the triangle is very transformative and will change whatever it is being used for. The pyramid is also transformative, but it's a much more stable, much slower transformation. And so if you're doing a spell that's intended to have, you might say, a time release format, a pyramid might be ideal because it will cause that transformation to go forward in an ongoing and stable manner. These are just a few of the different shapes that you might use in geometric magic, and the different shapes that you can get stones in that you might use in that way. Obviously, the inherent meaning of the stone, together with the shape, will work together in ways that will influence what you're doing. For example, the pyramid we were just looking at is amethyst, and amethyst is very good for spirit messaging, for working with the crown chakra, for spirituality in general. It's also very good for issues of control, particularly self-control, and therefore, being in the pyramid shape, that issue of stability will certainly be strengthened, and issues of spiritual transformation and growth would be strengthened by the combination of this particular stone and this particular shape. Of course, the most famous one for most people is our friend the crystal ball. And this is a ball of quartz crystal. And all of these stones, of course, are available at our gift shop here in Salem. And quartz crystal balls are famous for scrying. Of course, they have other purposes. But the quartz crystal itself is an amplifier, and the shape in the sphere is an amplifier of energy. Therefore, what they do is they amplify your own clairvoyance. So these are some of the things that you will find in terms of the meaning of shapes of stones. Now, does it make a difference if they have this shape naturally or if they're man-made in this shape? Obviously, the shapes that I've just been showing you are all carved. As a general rule, crystal does not show up in perfect spherical shapes. Selenite does not form itself in spirals like this, although selenite does come up in these cute little castles, which also have very important uses. Amethyst does not normally appear as a perfect pyramid. However, there are certainly times when stones will naturally have a certain shape, and in those cases that can be very important to use. Generally speaking, however, the difference between whether you have a carved or polished stone versus a natural stone again depends in part on what you want to do. The difference is likely to be in part that the stone in its natural shape is likely to have a fresher, rougher energy, whereas the stone that has been put through a refining process is likely to have a more focused energy. This is also very similar to the question sometimes asked about natural versus synthetic stones. And there are many synthetic stones, some of which are very important in magical use, such as goldstone, which is a wonderful stone for financial prosperity. And the fact that it is a synthetic stone does not change the fact that it has energy. Everything that exists has energy. You will also see what are normally natural stones, which can be made in synthetic manners, such as diamonds, for example, which you can get in synthetic varieties, rubies, emeralds, etc., which have been lab-grown for generations now. And the difference between a lab-grown stone versus a natural stone is that the lab-grown stone is likely to be more archetypal in the way that you can use it. It will be more archetypally what that stone is normally intended to do, to represent, whereas the natural stone will be more idiosyncratic, more likely to have individual features that will be different from other stones. So these are some of my thoughts on this subject. I hope it answers your question, and until next time, may you blessed be.
Hi, I'm Terry the Stone Lady. For all your crystal and stone needs, come to witchschoolstore.com.
Come visit us at witchschoolstore.com and namaste.
Come visit us at witchschoolstore.com.